I'm gonna tell a story about this photo. This was my 1992 Jeep Wrangler. It was not mine originally. This is my ex-wife Rita. She bought this because she wanted an open top, soft top Jeep. She had always wanted one until she realized what a hassle they were. So she made it my daily driver, and she started to drive whatever it is. I don't remember what other car was. I think it was a pickup truck. Oh, she got a Dodge pickup truck, a Dodge Ram. So I started to make this my daily driver. This is a soft top 92, which means it's a snap top. Now the new ones, like I have a 2005 now that sits in my garage because it's too expensive to drive and it's old. You take the top off, the new ones, and they fold down like a convertible. This one, you had to take it all off and it's tucked into the trunk and it's snapped on. So it comes up in these really hard clips and they snap. So you have to snap it on this bar. So right here, up here, let's see, right there is this little triangular piece that's made out of hard plastic, and it holds the bar, and there's a little knob on that knob. That's where the top, it clicks onto that, and that holds so that little knob holds the whole top on, and then those little snaps. We were on our first leg of the trip. First day we're heading to Missouri, and we planned on staying at my best friend's house in St. Louis. Didn't work out. Something happened. Actually, they found out the day that we were supposed to arrive that their little boy that they were adopting was ready for them to meet, was being born. So they took off, and their parents came and stayed with their dog. And their dog decided that nobody else was going to get in that house, that the dog had had enough. So we're like, you know what? We'll just get a hotel. So we start to look for a hotel around St. Louis, and we drive an hour outside of St. Louis. We still can't find a hotel room. So we talked to a couple of clerks, and they said, oh, there's a big concert. Some country band or something was playing, some huge star. It wasn't, it was somebody big, and this would have been 2002. It was 2002. And so we couldn't get a hotel room. So we're like, look, we'll just pull over and we will stay in a parking lot. Like, it's fine. We'll just sleep, get a little bit of rest, and we'll get up early and we'll get going. So we found a truck stop, but when we went to put the top on, because it was going to rain, the sky was getting dark, we found a nice light right outside of a truck stop, and we went to put it on, and that piece, that little knob, that whole thing cracked and snapped. So we could not put the top on the Jeep. So in this photo, I believe she's digging for a tarp, and in the middle here, there's an igloo cooler. And this is a tiny little, this whole back seat was full. This is all of our camping gear, like underneath this green, there's a big purple tote, our camping gear tote, because we camped, because we could only afford a few hotels. We had budgeted for a couple nights hotel, and then I had gotten a little cabin. So she's digging for a tarp because we know it's going to rain. So what we did was we threw the tarp over the whole Jeep, and we slept in it. The next morning, she had slept kind of with her butt on that igloo cooler that was between the two seats. And she said, I'm going to have the word igloo backwards imprinted on my ass for the rest of this trip. I thought it was funny. I'm not sure she did, but we tried to make the best of it. So the next morning we went in and got breakfast, and we bought some JB Weld. And we came out, and being the lesbian ingenuity, with the lesbian ingenuity, little butch know-how, she, and I had never heard of JB Weld, but she knew what it was. She worked for a lot of engineering companies. She was a CAD designer. So she knew a lot of this little stuff I didn't know. So we got a piece of cardboard that we scavenged out of the parking lot, and we found a straw and a plastic spoon. And we mixed the JB Weld, and we put it on there, and we attached the piece back. And you know what? We knew we couldn't put it on. It said that you had to let it cure for a while, and we figured 12 hours. So we then made some phone calls, and nobody could get us that part. Now, we were at this point about 6 or 7 hours from our home, and we're like, we could either turn back and go get the other, or just go with it. So we just decided to go with it. So we went the rest of the trip, and it just became easier. These old soft tops, it was hard. It was just easier to get wet. It was just easier to let the rain hit you and dry off later than try to put on that damn top. That was so difficult. I love this Jeep. I miss that Jeep. And she had her reservations, but she did like going in with the top open. But we were we were getting a good sunburn, and even with the sunblock. And another thing is, the suspension on these are not meant for highway driving. Even the one I have now, the 2005, I have a TJ now. This was the one before that. Was not meant for highway driving. So you get bounced a lot. You get bounced a lot. So I don't know why. I think it was my idea. Let's take the Jeep. I really love driving the Jeep. It's really beautiful. It was August. Let's take the Jeep to Missouri. And she's like, okay, because the Dodge would have been really comfortable, and we could have fit all of our camping gear, but we wanted to make it a Jeep camping trip. That was just the first day. The adventures that ensued for the next week